All right, here's the before look. These doors have been down there for a long time. We got bent a time or 10. Hit some stuff. This is a knockdown Toys for Big Boys cage, and it's also been hit a couple of times. We got some damage here. Ooh, my piece of plastic stayed in there on the trip back from Moab, so this goes right there. This is what it looks like right now. We've got plans. Some remnants of some duct tape from a temporary roof that I put on there. It was a blanket, also a roof. Alright, what do you think the chances are that I can get this off of here without killing myself? Ooh, that's a start. I forgot how heavy this thing is. We got cables that are twisted up and stuff, so we gotta work around them, you know. Alright, I think we can just go straight up. I think I'm just gonna get in here. And I'm gonna... Whoa, I'm gonna do that. That's what I was intending to do. Here we go. Okay, now what? What do you think? What do we do now? Okay, good. Making progress. We set it down-ish like that. Sorta. Maybe. Whoa, that's something. Biscuits and gravy. Get you out of the way. Go. This dent that's right here in this crease is from the rollover on Rusty Nail. That was a few years ago. And then this was from two-wheeling a couple weekends ago, 3 weekends ago. But we got that one off. Here's what the RZR looks like. It looks kind of naked right now, you know. I'm trying to not have to buy those bed plastics, but I might have to buy those bed plastics. Hey, look at this screw just coming right on out. Ridiculous, you know. All right, there's that. And that box and those boxes is the new cage. The roof and the doors. So that's what's next. Yeah, we got really excited and we didn't record any welding. But we welded most of it on the RZR. Now it's out here upside down so I can get the rest of it. So now we'll do a time lapse. Did you get a CageWRX roof for your RZR and you're trying to figure out how in the heck do these work? Well, here's one that's installed, and I will show you how we got there. You got this guy, you got this guy, and then you got some rivets. So what you got to do is on this plate, the spring goes on the bottom. So see how this is got like a little concave part? The rivet goes in there, spring goes on the bottom, and the bar for the spring goes furthest away from the plate, so like that. So you got to stick your rivet through this plate and through the spring. And you're going to do that with both of the rivets like this, and it is a little snug, so both like that, and then get your rivet gun out and rivet those, and then this will be one assembly. So I don't have a fancy pants riveter, it's just a manual one, but it's fine. If you put both of the rivets in the spring at the same time, it makes it a little easier to line it up. If you don't, you can get it lined up. It's just more of a pain. So then this is what it looks like when it's done. And then you've got your little retaining bolt. So this goes like that. And when you turn this, it's doing that. So that's what locks it in place. So now, if you install it on the panel, which you got to install it on the panel so that you can get proper alignment, so I know where to weld it onto the cage, this is what it looks like. So set this on there like that. Stick your little bolt up or nut or whatever you want to call that from the bottom. Get your Allen wrench, if it's an Allen wrench. That's all it takes. It's like a little quarter turn fastener. So if you don't know, now you know. This is what it looks like under here. I don't have any of these welded yet, but what I did is I test fit everything. I'm gonna push down on the roof. See how when I push down on it, things move? But I'm gonna push down on it when I tack each one of those in place. But before I do that, I'm gonna mark it so I could grind the mill scale off wherever those brackets are gonna go. And another thing that got screwed up when we were driving on two wheels, took the RZR over a couple times, is these bars. See that bend in it? That's what held all this light bar together, so it's a three-piece design. So what I did is I'm gonna upgrade it from these bars to this angle iron. So I already cut this, or drilled this out, but these are gonna go like that, and then I'll have this angle iron reinforcement. The only other thing we got to watch out for is when we mount it on the RZR, we've got to make sure that this bar isn't hitting the roll cage. But we're going to send the roll cage out for powder coat, so we'll probably send these out for powder coat too. So I got to cut the length of these, bolt this on there, and then that'll be one bar again. This thing is twisted real bad. Supposed to look like this, straighter. So what my plan is, I'll chuck it up here to keep this part flat, and then I made this tool so I can keep the hole spacing the same. I'm going to bolt that, and then I'm going to use this to try and bend that back. So we'll see how that works. I might need to heat that up a little bit. Oh yeah. It might actually be too far. Oh yeah, that looks good. Those are welded on. Now I've got to test fit the roof, and I've got to notch the roof out so that it'll slide over that. So let's figure that out. We only get one shot to cut that, so one shot, one opportunity, seize this moment, and everything you ever wanted, and some other words that he said, that guy. Now we get to judge how well we did by putting the Zeus fittings in. If they go in, we did great. Here we go. It'll fit. That thing rattles, but I have a plan for that. I'm going to take some single-sided foam tape and put it underneath everywhere where there's a bar to keep it from doing that. It's a new day, and if you could hear in the background, the heater's going for two reasons. I haven't got the floor heat done yet, don't judge me, and it's cold outside. On a side note, the insulation works good. So it's 29 degrees outside, and it was 50 in here before I even turned the heater on. So that's cool. Anyways, we've got our little stand set up here. It's a breakfast sandwich for Dad when he gets here. It's a temperature thing, so I can see how hot it takes to get this before it starts to burn. What are we doing here, Harry? We have got to get the sound bar hung, so it's kind of mocked up where I want it, up high. I know, seems kind of weird. It's fine. We got to get the rear mirror mounted up there. I'm going to completely change this. I think I'm going to get rid of this bracket entirely. Just keep this bracket and do a little post coming straight off of this to bolt straight to that. Weld that on there. Less things to move and be adjusted. Got to get the mirrors fitted. So I think with the mirrors I might do the same thing. I might completely eliminate this saddle bracket and just do a tab that comes straight out. We didn't record anything. Well, we got the tabs tacked on there. We need to take the cage back off and I could fully weld out all the tabs. We made it as simple as possible, so it looks funny right now because nothing's on there, but this is for the fire extinguisher. The reservoir will clamp on there and there. And then the license plate will go here. This is for a mirror. That one's a different mirror. For that, or that bracket's different for that side because that mirror needed to be in. These are for these guys. And right now, I decided that I wanted to get the mirrors powder coated as well. So we got to get the glass out of there. So we're going to use the oven in the shop. We're going to heat these up. So hopefully loosen up the glue. So the mirrors will come off. That's what we're working on now. Okay, these have been in here for 20 minutes. Let's see if we can get the mirror to break loose on them without breaking. Sucker ain't moving. But I'm pretty sure if I pry against that glass, I'm probably gonna break it off.
I would bet on that.
So maybe I won't be able to powder coat the mirrors. Maybe I'll try and cook them hotter. See, it's got this plate behind it, and it looks like... So I don't know if that plate is glued to that, because I can't get that to move neither. I almost need to like push down on something, huh? Like a socket or something?
Yeah. I don't see any movement.
That's why I almost wonder if that's like welded. It doesn't look like it's welded, but maybe it's bolted into this.
Yeah, but you start prying on that glass and that ain't gonna...
I mean, maybe I just won't be able to get these powder coated. Alright, we're installing CageWRX doors. See if we can figure it out. First step, look at the instructions. They're on their website. There we go. Passenger door's on there and the driver door. Passenger door went much easier because I learned everything from the driver door. So, body line is pretty good, top to bottom. This is still loose because it's got to come right back off anyways for powder coat, but looks pretty good. I think that's the last thing that I got to fit. Now I could blow everything back apart. I got to finish welding out all of these. Another day down on the RZR. Don't mind my hat. Testing out different positions of this welding cap here. All right, the RZR is all blown apart. I didn't record it because I didn't record it. But we got the doors fitted, open and close just fine. So what do we do after that? We took them off so that now we'll never get them to open and close right again. Cage is off. I'm going over everything. So I took some emery cloth to all the tubes wherever there was any sort of splatter, trying to clean it up. So I'm just running my hands over it, and then wherever there's any sort of welding splatter, like see this, trying to sand that down so it's smooth. Probably doing way more than anybody else does, but I want it to be nice. I went nuts and drilled a massive hole to pull wires through because I hate having to fight that. And then I took a file and I rounded that off so it's smooth on the inside of that. So that's good. Now I'm just looking over everything, making sure it's as good as I want it to be before it gets powder coated. There's a bunch of parts over here ready for powder. The door skins are in there. And I asked him about the mirrors. I can't get the glass out and I don't want to break them. The roof, the cage, and then the only other thing I want to take off of there is the front bumper. So I think I'm going to do that real quick, and then I think it's time to go eat lunch. That's what I'm thinking.